he's a husband or a father, or both, there's nothing like a man around the house. A tower of strength in times of trouble. Someone to fix things, be they titanic or trivial. Such a man is Hugo Hightonsil. At the moment, he's occupied with a teetering table, than which few things are more annoying. A matchbook under the short leg might fix it, but not in this case. See? That makes the opposite leg too short. Well, maybe a magazine under that other leg will even things up. Yes? No. Mr. Hightonsil was determined to steady that table, and finally made it. See? Yep, it took a lot of doing, but that table is now level. Of course, playing solitaire is a lot more comfortable when you sit down. So, in due time, and with no little patience, Hugo took care of that. There, nothing like a man around the house to fix things. Timber! Here, a telephone stool practically blocks the hallway. Also, it practically guarantees an upsetting experience. His first impulse is to punish the stool. Silly? Natch. But then he remembers he's the man around the house. He'll fix it. There, with a shelf-like seat fastened against the wall, no more stumbles, except when it's left unfastened. Standing up while phoning, of course, is out of the question. So, all it needed was a spring to keep the seat up close to the wall when not in use. Ah, he's the scientific one. In due time, he'll arrive at the conclusion that the spring needs more tension. After all, a conclusion like that can't be reached in a flash. It now seems fairly obvious that the seat, when not in use, will stay down. Lovely. Say, this thing seems to be alive. Yep, that it does. Hugo decided that a heavier spring was what this gadget needed. And in selecting a heavier spring, this cookie didn't fool around. Goodness, this is enough to arouse one's ire. And when he is aroused, his ire goes higher than a jet flyer, sire. Nothing, but nothing makes him madder than a stubborn gadget that won't work. So if you feel like crawling into a hole, there it is. Hugo figures it this way. By not eating his lunch, he can fuss around his brand new car 25 hours a day. Smart figuring. Well, gosh, a messy old feather on his beautifully polished hood. Imagine that. How shocking. And why fuss about a small feather? Well, only yesterday his doctor told him to eat lightly. Ouch. His car, of course, is the apple of his eye. And speaking of fruit, the plum dropping season is now officially open. That plum tree, it's got to go, but his wife says no. To say that he's fit to be tied is not only bromidic, but it's an understatement as well. Ah, luscious, overripe plums. Every year they've dropped on his head, on his clothes. He squashed them underfoot, but this is too much. So while the car is out being cleaned, here's one plum tree whose fruit will never again wrinkle into a prune. In due time, that blankety-blank tree is just about ready to come crashing down. But look here, Hugo's car is back, all nicely cleaned and polished. As to that tree, the wind from a butterfly's wing would now topple it. And where would it land? He knows. With Boy Scout accuracy, he cut that tree so that it could land only in one place. But will he get that car away before the plum-bearing monster crashes down on it? No, we don't ask you to wait for tomorrow's installment. We tell you now. Hurry, Hugo, hurry. Attaboy, push it out of there. Say, do you suppose you'll make it? Sure, look. The tree's going to fall to the right. And his car is now to the left of it. His beautiful buggy is at last safely out of the path of that tottering hunk of forestry. Wanna bet? For sale, one plum-colored wreck. Here, the man around the house takes charge of a familiar dental problem, namely, a loose tooth. The stubborn little monster will not cooperate. In fact, he's most emphatic. Nice boy. Undismayed, the persistent Pappy demonstrates another common method of removing a loose tooth. Listen, brat, it's painless. You just can't hurt yourself this way. Unless you're a dope. What's this? The kid gives in. Well, it merely proves that a patient father can eventually have his way, especially if he resorts to strategy. Making a game out of the whole thing, he's intrigued the little dolly. Yep, Pop's finally got it all figured out to trick Junior into losing that molar. But the kid's done some figuring, too. This sapling is not exactly a nuthead. With a father like him around the house, little family problems soon go out the window. And it looks like father may have the same destination. All of which proves that a small son, given thought, love, and patience, may grow up and rob a bank. It's always nice to have a man around the house to give recreational companionship to the kids, like his number one son here. Dear, why didn't he learn baseball instead of battledore and shuttlecock? Somewhere in his dumb past, he saw a pro player swing two bats around like this. But the pro player didn't lose one bat in the process. Where'd it go? Yeah, 1 out. And I do mean out. So now the youngster will do the batting, and the pater will chase the flies, as it were. Hurt? Nah, that didn't bother him, did it, pal? But that did. Well, goodbye now.